Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to Total Value RV in Elkhart, Indiana, the factory direct dealer for Thor Motor Coach. Today we've got a special guest. I have Derek Massing here. He's our Northeast regional rep for Thor Motor Coach with the Hurricane product. He's actually the product specialist, so he's going to be taking us through a nice walkthrough today, and we're going to focus primarily on the 34J Hurricane.
Thanks, Chad. I'm really excited to be here today and a lot of really neat things to show you. And really it starts up front with what we do in this front cap. Some really nice things I love, and that's starting with the chrome styling up front, just to give this a really attractive design up front. But a couple other things for function as well is pulling down our dash area so we've got a better viewpoint out the front. And then if you look up top, running a dual layer tint zone. So I'm running a heavier tint zone at the top of my glass, and I'm fading that down, and it's going to help keep the sun out of your eyes in that 5 o'clock drive out west. So really a lot of nice things up here for both form and function in our front cap. Very nice. You also notice here that we're running a one-piece design. I don't have any seams on this front cap. It's really talking about elimination of any type of holes, seams, or potential leak points in this motorhome. So a true one-piece fiberglass front cap on the Hurricane.
So that's nice to talk about. In addition to that, you guys have we've stopped the dam problem, right?
Exactly.
So kind of continued that approach with the roof line as well?
Of course. So there's a lot of things we do to try to eliminate holes or any type of water penetration point in this coach. Again, starting with that front cap, again, stopping the dam problem with our roof line, having no holes around the outside of that coach where we have to caulk 100 screw points on top of our roof.
Nice,
yeah, of course. So a lot of other really nice style features and things that you see on higher end coaches coming down to the Hurricane line, running the chrome side view mirrors. These are heated and remote with the camera integrated right in there. Again, taking us back to the point we're getting rid of holes that we might put in our sidewall here, no camera on the side, and then running the bird's eye window. So on top of having the side view cameras, we're going to run the bird's eye where I can see out here maybe my blind spot. We also call it a doggy window. Chad, why do we call it a doggy window?
Well, everybody loves to bring their furry friends with them, their four-legged friends. So just in case pet doesn't get ill, this is to prevent pet illness.
Yeah, that's our favorite place to hang out and sit out and look down the window, and that's been a fan favorite of ours for years now, and a lot of customers know that as the doggy window. Really neat feature there. Okay. Also, a lot of other things here. You see premium features on the Hurricane, starting with the frameless windows. You see a lot of window area up front here. All the frameless windows, though, getting rid of that rubber gauge around the outside, these will all open up while it's raining, not get water in your coach unless you're raining sideways.
You even do the cockpit as well. That's pretty neat.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of manufacturers that'll do the windows here on the side and kind of leave the cockpit out of the equation.
Of course, so frameless windows throughout, really nice having that. And you can see this Hurricane 34J has the partial paint option. So I'm going to paint both the front and the back to give us a higher end look and really to put paint in some of those trouble areas that may take a little more road abuse from the rock chips and the road debris. So painting that front area really spices up the look without adding 10-15 grand of paint cost. And to protect some of our trouble areas.
What's the name of this particular one here, Derek?
This is the 34J, so we're going to look at our bunk
paint
house
scheme. Is that the Crescent, the Marco?
That's the Crescent.
Okay.
Yeah, the Crescent Island.
Okay, Crescent Island.
Perfect. Perfect. So as we come around here as well, you're seeing all metal slam latches. Again, just a lot easier open and close, and of course the Rotocast plastic you're used to with the Thor
That's a
motor.
pass-through as well. That's neat.
Of course. So you've got spots for some of those folding tables, folding chairs, fishing rods, whatever you're taking with you. Okay, Rotocast never going to rust, mold, or mildew on you. And you see, we've got drain plugs and weep holes in all those compartments. So if you ever have anything wet in there or dirty, it's easy to spray out and clean out and keep these areas nice and dry so we're not getting that mold and mildew buildup, not getting that odor buildup in our coach. Okay. Another really important feature on this is we're featuring an 88-pound LP tank. Okay, and so many Class A's this size or bigger, you're having a 40, 55, maybe 60-pound tank. 88 pounds is going to keep you camping longer. It's going to keep you from having to go and get LP filled up more often. It keeps you camping longer, and that's really what matters. Okay. With that, we're also going to feature the LP Quick Connect, so if you've got a grill, you can plug right into that, and we can feed right off of our 88-pound LP tank. So I'm not carrying extra propane supply to grill.
Very nice.
Okay. Really nice new for 19. We've had the TV that pulls out and swivel, but what we did for 19 is we've gone to the Bluetooth soundbar. And again, this has to do with elimination of any type of holes in our sidewall. We eliminated the outside speakers, went to the soundbar, so everything is now enclosed in this compartment. And again, that's Bluetooth capable, so I can hook my phone to that and play music outside while I'm camping.
Now, Derek, is it safe to say, is it pretty much almost exclusively, I mean, Thor Motor Coach now, with the reduction of any of the circular cutouts, every single extrusion is now framed out entirely, right?
That's
Tops,
right.
bottoms.
All of our major openings are going to be completely framed out in aluminum. And what's really nice is we're going to spray an anti-wick in all those openings before we install our windows and doors, again, to help keep moisture and water out of those openings.
And so a lot of manufacturers will just have an exposed block styrofoam in there and an anti-wicking rather than having a complete frame around that window, right?
Of course, so a lot of our major openings from other manufacturers, if you pull that door, that compartment out, a lot of times you'll just see fiberglass, bead foam, and interior wallboard. That's the only thing supporting that opening. So it's very easy for water to get in your sidewall and cause you more problems down the road.
Right.
So framing out all of our openings is a very important structural feature you're getting on all Thor Motor Coach product.
That's nice. Glad we talked about this.
Now, of course, the 34J being our bunkhouse model, we got to feature a nice outside kitchen area here. And of course, we've got our LP Quick Connect we talked about, but it's not complete without a refrigerator and a full plumbed sink. So this is not a bowl that we have to pull out and dump. This is going to be fully plumbed. And with our refrigerator, we're actually going to be connected to our inverter. So when I pull into my campsite or pull into my tailgate, that refrigerator is already getting cold without running my generator. So it's a really important feature having that connected in.
All right.
Okay. And again, out the back you get more storage, and again you can see a lot of it's passed through as well.
That's a nice thick baggage store as well. It's a good thing to point out.
Better insulation for the back.
Absolutely.
So I think one of the most important features that you get on this Hurricane you don't often see at this price point or classic coach is the one-piece fiberglass bat cap. So what this is doing for us is, first off, its form. It looks really nice and it's attractive styling, has a higher end look. But more importantly, what this is doing is capping off another area of our coach where we've got a lot of seams and screw holes where we screwed in our back wall. So it's a seamless cap. Again, it goes back to eliminating any type of holes in the coach and a really attractive design. You can see our backup camera is integrated in really nicely.
So is all the lighting. That's another nice point to be able to make. You know, it's nice to know that you don't have to replace those light covers every so often. They're recessed back into that cap and it looks really good.
It looks nicer, nothing's sticking out. And of course we've got the ladder that goes to our full walk-on roof. And then down below we're running an 8,000 pound hitch.
8,000 pound hitch. You've got a 300 pound accessibility with the ladder, right?
That's correct.
Right. Nice LED backup light too. That's pretty bright there.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice
is.
having that, of course. Good point. So again, looking at the off the utility side of the coach, you can first off see we've got a full wall slide in our 34J, which is really going to help us open up the inside of this coach. What I want to point out though is we are running the slide topper standard. And that's a big point with Thor Motor Coach. Running a lot of options that you've got on coaches, running them standard, so I'm not having to add on all these other components to my coach just to make it usable. We're giving the customer really everything they're wanting and asking for as a standard. It's also going to help you with your resale values. All those options are going to be factored into your book because it's standard equipment built into the base price of this coach. Again, more storage, and this is going to be the access point from the other entrance on the other side. So again, lots of storage access on this coach. Now again, we're running on this 34. We're going to run two ACs with the 5500 gen and a 50 amp cord. What I like about this too, this has an automatic power transfer switch. So when I unplug from my shoreline power, I can roll this cord up and throw it in the compartment and I'm ready to go. There's no awkward area that I have to plug this back in like you do on a lot of coaches. That's standard on all
the generator, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Get a really nice dump station here. First thing I see here is I'm running the black tank flush. Okay. Another really nice feature with Thor Motor Coach, we are going to enclose all of our dump areas. Okay. With that, I've got a swivel head there, so when I get done dumping, I can pull that head up, and I'm not going to have that dump area dripping into my compartment. Last but not least, a nice cap to cover that. So it's truly enclosed. A lot of companies building motorhomes with this completely exposed. So as I'm driving down the road, I get a lot of salt and debris coming up into my dump station. Can cause a lot of damage and corrosion to this area. So really important that we're running that rotocast plastic underneath that.
I don't know if you mentioned, but you know, back in 2016, one of the changes that we had done across the board was valve stem extenders with this product and some of the others. But it's nice to know that you don't have to crawl on your belly to the inner tire to check your tire pressure before a major trip.
Well, that was an important convenience feature for us, just allowing our customers to be able to come out and check that pressure easily. So that's now a standard feature again on your Hurricane. You'll have that on all Hurricanes we build now. Again, we mentioned the 5500 Cummins owned and generated. That's an upgrade from the 4000 to help support the 2 air conditioning units that we have on this coach. And again, I want to get a picture of all that storage. Again, this is a coach that you've got sleeping for 6, 8, potentially even 10 people, depending on how you sleep. So it's important to have all this storage capability on this coach.
While we're over here on this side, you know, as a retail sales representative, you know, one of the more common questions I get is more or less a fear of a full wall slide. One of the things that I have to reiterate a lot of times with customers is the fact that Thor Motor Coach does something that no other manufacturer does, and one of their exclusive patented designs is a triple tracks, or what's known as a 3-tracks alignment system. This 3-track system or the triple track system is basically going to give them a lot more support. And Derek, I'll actually let you talk a little bit about the slide itself, because you know the length on this one here.
So this is about a 35.5 foot coach. So this slide comes out to about 30 feet front to back. Okay. Now Thor Motor Coach been building full wall slides a long time, but as Chad mentioned, we're featuring the 3-track system, and that's important for us because as these slides get longer and deeper, there's more and more weight we have to support. So with that 3-track, that helps support the weight. On top of that, with our 3-track system, we feature a bigger motor as well as a steel drive rod that runs this in and out versus the aluminum that you use on like a bed slide. So all those factors together really help support these larger slides that we build. Now it is important for our customers to know when we run these slide systems, you should be starting your generator or plugging into shoreline power and waiting for that microwave clock to kick on before we run these slides. It's very important for the use of these slide systems.
The point to be made is that this manufacturer does take the necessary precautions where you can have other manufacturers trying to mimic floor plans that don't necessarily have the engineering capability to do so. And that's one of the big advantages with Thor Motor Coach.
Of course. Perfect. Really good point there. I appreciate it. Yep. How about we go inside?
Sure.
So there's a lot of really great things now that we're inside the coach we want to talk to you about up front in the cockpit of this coach. So first thing people ask is, what chassis and engine do we have here? So first off, we're sitting on the F53 Ford chassis featuring the Triton V10. But one thing that makes the Hurricane 34J special is the fact that this is on the 22,000 pound chassis. So the F53 chassis is not one size fits all. There's many different chassis we can build on. We have to go to a little bit bigger chassis. And what that affords us is over 4,400 pounds of interior carrying capacity with this 34J, which is incredible when you compare it to so many other options across the industry. So very important. So the Triton V10, there's several things I like about it. First off, just a couple years ago, Ford went to a new 6-speed transmission, which was very important. And what that did is give us an extra gear in our transmission. And having that allows us to go down the highway 70 miles an hour, run at a lot lower RPM, 2,300 RPM. People have talked about getting better fuel economy, but probably more importantly, it's a lot quieter up front in this ride, so I can actually, talk to the person sitting across from me comfortably while cruising down the highway. Okay.
Longevity as well. Folks worry about the engine life of a gas motorhome in comparison to a diesel, and it's one of the more common questions asked. But you got to figure, running for a longer period of time at less RPM is going to ultimately equal longer engine life.
And I think that was a lot of what Ford was trying to accomplish. And then one nice thing we've done on top of that is, we run the fiberglass cover over the top, so it does help with some of that heat and noise reduction up top. And then redesigned for 19, we went to a lot deeper cup holder here. So your cups and different drinks are going to sit up front a lot more comfortably. With that, for 19, we're running our 10.1 inch X0 radio and touchscreen system up here. This has got navigation built in. You can also see I pitched this towards the driver so the driver can more comfortably look at the navigation screen going down the road. And do know that this is not just your regular navigation. This is actually what we like to call trucker nav, where I can put the dimensions of this coach in, and this is going to help tell me where to go and where not to go. Okay, and so we know that this is a 12-foot, 2-inch high coach. It's 99 inches wide. I can put all that information right in there, and that's going to know where it can take us and where it can't.
Fantastic.
Does that come preloaded from the factory like that?
That comes preloaded from the factory, and all the maps are going to be installed in there automatically.
Oh, okay.
So getting over to the passenger side, Chad, there's a lot of really nice things on that side. Can you show me what we do with the workstation?
Yeah, I'd love to. Number one, just while we're up here, we noted from the outside we do have a pitch at the angle of our front end here. For better visibility, but if you note, also the rest of your dash kind of has these contours that will allow for better visibility all the way around. As you get around here, we no longer have a T-mold, wrapped around on this flip-up laptop station. It's a press top finish. It's just a solid finish here, so it's a good look, nice solid feature. One thing you'll notice is you do have some recessed space down here for stowing items as you go back down the road. But whether you're having a meal on the go, or you have a book that you're writing, or whatever the case may be, this is just a fantastic feature. So our workspace does come in quite handy. Now we do the 12 volt on either end, and we also have 110 outlets down low. I'm sorry. Those outlets basically here, as long as you're running your inverter, they are inverted outlets. So going down the road, having your inverter on, you do have power up here, and there are certain outlets throughout the coach that are actually inverted as well. So one of the nice things to talk about with this coach.
Of course, perfect. I really appreciate you showing me that, Chad.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's also take a look here. You can see both these chairs are going to swivel, and I do have the opportunity to drop in a table here. So again, if I need more spaces for sleeping, or excuse me, for eating, having a meal here, or if I just want to have my coffee and breakfast up with my big view out the front in the morning, an additional seating and eating area up front, which is really nice.
I'll pop this open so that we can see. No wasted space here. I actually had a chance to see at the factory last Tuesday, a week ago today. We went back to the factory, and one of the nice things to see was the steel header that we use up front here. And we got a chance to see the raw chassis, and then of course the construction process from the floor up. But one of the things you don't see is some of the safety features that Thor actually takes that extra measure and applying in their vehicles. So one of the things when I talk with retail customers, it's nice to know that we, at Thor Motor Coach, they don't compromise as far as quality or integrity of their vehicles going up and down the product lines. As you go from one price point to the next, safety is always at the forefront, and just one of the nice things to talk about. In engineering over at Thor, by far some of the most innovative engineers in the business. Period.
Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you. So one common thing we get from our customers when they're seeing these coaches, a lot of times you may go to different shows or see different units on lots. What does this look like with the slide in? So what's really nice is this slide is in right now, so you can see the full view. This is how we're going to drive with this unit going down the road. So you can still see I've got ample room to walk through the coach. If I'm sitting on the couch, I've got plenty of room to rest my legs. Full use of our dinette. And as you can see, I've got full access to my refrigerator. And this is with our slide all the way in. I've got access to my bathroom. Okay? And I've also got the ability to get all the way back to the bedroom and lay down with the slide in. That makes this coach pretty much completely fully usable, even with our slide all the way in. So whether that be you're pulling over at a Flying J rest stop and you just want to take an hour with the family to eat, hang out, and you don't want to open everything up, or you're staying somewhere where you're not allowed to or able to open up your slides for whatever reason, this is still a fully functional coach with our slide all the way in, despite being a full wall slide. And I think that's a really important note. Nice. So as I talked about earlier, we've got the ability to swivel these seats around and drop our table in. I wanted to show that because I think it's a really cozy area up front. And you can see what we've done also, we've dropped our drop-down bunk overhead, our loft bed. This is a full-size bed up top, okay, with a 500-pound limit. So I've got the ability to throw a couple kids up there, but maybe even a really nice place for a couple adults to sleep because I've got the bigger bed and the 500-pound limit. So it really adds to the space, the functioning here. And what a lot of people like about this is I can leave this made up, and I don't always have to drop down my dinette at night and make this up every day. And it just adds a lot of ease to your camping and your traveling experience. With that, I've also got a full tri-fold sofa, so that's going to be a queen sleeper. Of course, this drops down. This is the Dream dinette. This is going to drop down. And notice that we're not having the bar come down here, so I've got a lot of space there to get in and out. I'm not kicking any support bars or anything. Everything's supported from the interior of the coach. And now that you can see the full wall here, you can see that I've got this slit all the way out, so we can see just how much space there is when I get this all the way open. Okay. When I come back over to the kitchen area, you can see I've got a really nice size kitchen here. It's really wonderfully laid out as well, where I can turn around, get to the refrigerator really easily. We can see it's a full residential refrigerator. Okay, really good size here. And again, ice maker built-in standard to our freezer. Okay. And I can turn around, I've got plenty of cooking area on my solid surface countertops. So not only do they look nicer, last longer, but much easier to keep clean and keep this coach looking nice.
Yeah, that's a much thicker cover too, so
yeah,
you can tell.
Absolutely. And then new for 19, running the double bull stainless steel sink with the gooseneck stainless steel faucet. You can also see a lot of creature comforts, as we might call them, like a full-size residential microwave. I don't have a small microwave that you see in a lot of different RVs. And then still putting the oven in this coach here for those people that like having an oven. Again, with a nice 3-burner cooktop. And then, again, running a lot of really nice looking features like having a backsplash standard. Helps the look of the coach, but also the function keeps it cleaner here, where I can clean this tile a lot easier than I could wallboard if I get anything splashing up. Now, as you can see here, this is my 34J bunk house. But what I really like about this bunk house is so many customers have bought this for other reasons besides simply having 2 extra kids or something to sleep with. So a lot of times maybe grandparents take their kids 2 or 3 times a year. Great place to sleep. But what you can do with this space is really so many different things. And first and foremost, it turns into a great closet. So if you're going to be down in Florida for the winter, I've got a big full closet here, and I'm going to put the closet bar in there standard. I can also flip this bed up and hook it in the up position. I've got a great place to sit down below. And then so many of our other customers also with pets, they love putting their dog beds on the bottom bunk here, and you got a really nice place to put all the dogs, toys, beds, everything. You can put all their supplies up top, dog beds down below. So there's so many different reasons to buy this floor plan than simply just having a couple kids that you take for your camping trips. So a lot of really nice things we can do here. Also, as we walk into our bathroom, nice sized bathroom, and I want to just give some perspective here with our shower. Okay, this is a good sized shower here. I'm about 6 foot tall, and you can see I've got plenty of headroom to the top of this with the dome skylight, and plenty of room in this shower where I'm not going to feel so claustrophobic. Again, a real porcelain toilet. And we can see I've got all that headroom because of this 84-inch interior height ceiling, which is important. Okay. Again, running the exhaust fan out the bathroom as well, so I can get moisture out of this bathroom when I take a shower. Okay. Another really neat feature I want to show for 19, and you've seen this on a lot of our higher end coaches, our diesel pushers, our Miramar Challenger, but new for the Hurricane this year is our Multiplex System. And this is going to allow us to run all the features and functions of this motorhome from this single panel. And what this does allow me to do is I can play with all the lights. I can run the slides in and out from this. And I can also use a really neat feature called Auto Gen Start. So I got the question from Chad last week. If I've got a customer out dry camping, what do I do with this coach since I've got a residential refrigerator? What I like about this Auto Gen Start here is when I hit a low voltage point on my batteries, this system will read that and automatically start my generator and charge my battery bank up and turn off. And so since my refrigerator and many of my outlets are running on that 1800 watt inverter, I can stay out dry camping for a long time because that generator is running off my 80-gallon chassis fuel tank, which is a really nice feature to keep you out camping rather than running back and forth for propane or fuel. Okay.
Really quick, Eric, I want to chime in with one of the neat features here. A lot of customers are asking about remote controls, convenience features, and things like this. You know, you can actually download the application right to your smartphone, tablet, or laptop, and of course run anything that you can right here at the screen from your fingertips. Okay, that's from the outside at your at the campsite of the vehicle, or while you're up in the cockpit or in bed at night. Another thing we want to talk about with these lights here, anytime that you'll see these arrows or these indicators, if you're to hold that, you actually have a dimmable feature. And Jeff, you want to go ahead and show the overhead lights here. You'll get a chance to see there's many different settings. And of course, for the video's sake, we'll get it nice and bright in here. But another thing, just didn't want to overlook a nice deep pantry here. You have pull-out drawers there and tons of designated space up top in the center there.
I appreciate it, and really it's a great point you point out the pantry, because you're seeing a lot of companies go to some oversized refrigerators and things, and those are really nice in a lot of applications, but in so many instances we get rid of our pantry.
It's either or, yeah.
So we have no place to store that dry food, so it really allows you still a place to store the dry food, and it's still a really nice sized refrigerator for those longer camp trips, which is nice.
Absolutely.
Okay. As we come back to the bedroom, you know, for the pets, the master suite here, we've got the king size bed, and this is really just nice because so many people now are wanting, again, those creature comforts that you're used to at home, the nice big bed in our motorhome. So having the king bed's a big deal there. And as you can see, just off to the side, we've got our nightstand there. And new for 19, we're going to do a 12-volt outlet, so you've got a place to plug in the CPAP machines. If you don't want to run off the inverter, you don't want to run your generator at night to run that CPAP. That's been a big customer request that we've finally been able to fulfill there. And again, a lot more storage here with our wardrobe. Lots of place.
Designated space for the tabletop and pedestal down.
Absolutely. You can see there's drawers and cabinets everywhere here. And then Chad's got a really neat feature for us.
Yeah, behind your 32-inch bedroom TV here, you're going to have some hidden storage. Of course, if you look here, you wouldn't really know that's there unless you know this coach or you know to look for something like that. Really quick feature I want to point out: you have a Denver mattress here with this coach, and it's a lot nicer than some of the mattresses you'll get, especially at this price point, and even in some of my diesel price points. So just another nice thing to point out with Thor Motor Coach.
It is nice getting the nice Denver mattress, the name brand mattress. It's a lot more than just a foam pad.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, we use it exclusively throughout our motor coach lineup, don't we?
Coach, yeah, of course. So it's really nice for us. And then, the last thing here, Thor Motor Coach has done a great job with their design. And I appreciate our engineers building storage into so many different nooks and crannies. So we saw it behind the TV. And again, a place that you can probably fit a couple suitcases, a couple duffel bags down here. So I can stow all those things away and not be kicking them and tripping over them as I'm walking through and moving through the coach. So really nice areas to stow some of those bigger items.
Moving forward, I want to talk about some of the things that you've done going into 2019. One of them being the Wi-Fi Ranger system is a standard feature on this coach. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's going to do for the retail customer out there?
Of course, with this day and age with technology, get more and more people looking for how do I connect to the internet, how do I connect to Wi-Fi. What the Wi-Fi Ranger allows me to do is grab all these different free public Wi-Fi services, or even maybe a paid-for service at a campground. It's going to take that signal, it's going to boost it, and it's also going to make it a secure network. So that means if I get onto my Chase banking app and I need to pay my bills or whatever it is, and I'm using a free public Wi-Fi, I've got security knowing it's a secure network with password protected Wi-Fi signal.
Sure. So just like home.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a really nice feature for both convenience and security on the road.
There was dedicated storage for the ladder here below the bed. So again, everything has its designated spot in this vehicle. Is there anything else? I think we've pretty much nailed a lot of the important stuff. Couple quick things that we don't really talk about in every video, but I definitely want to throw out there since we're covering some of the construction elements. But this coach has 24 by 8 sheets of flooring. If you try and find any manufacturer other than Thor Motor Coach out there doing that, it's gonna be tough. If not, I think we're the only ones doing that.
Yeah.
24 feet means that all the way back to about right here, right about this point, you have no seams throughout the entire coach. This is a point of minimal traffic as it is, but you can imagine with the vehicles at every 4 feet you have a seam. Over time you can lead to buckling and things like that. But just one of the many things Thor does is 3/8 inch marine grade plywood flooring.
Of course, with a lot of manufacturers using 4x8 tongue and groove, you could get 4, 5, 6 seams on their subfloor here. Having a single seam, it just allows for us to have less places for this coach to break down. You're not going to get the soft spots, the creaking, the noise coming up the same way. So a lot better construction there, and it's really important for Thor Motor Coach to build product that's gonna hold up.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you have any questions, Derek Massing can be reached through us here at Total Value RV. You can always reach out to him at Thor Motor Coach. But my name is Chad Rothrock once again, and we appreciate you tuning in. We'll have some more fun and informative videos for you in the future. You can check in at www.totalvaluerv.com. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be here to answer any questions that you have. 574-262-4460, and we'll talk to you soon.